Well, this is SOUQ Sports on SOUQ News Television, and of course, we've got a lot of stories making the rounds right here on SOUQ News Television. My name is TC Bar, but let me let you know that one man's name is trending at the moment in the world of tennis, and that's Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic is currently trending because of the fact that he was booed, he suggested he was booed. He's not very certain that happened, but then you never can tell, how these things play out. We'll be talking about that and much more. And of course, take a look at the Euros 2024 as it wraps up beautifully well with France, eliminated after they had sent the host home. What a way to describe that. Welcome to the show. My name is TC Bar once again, and I do have on set, faces that you're used to and voices you've heard over and over again. I'll start with my immediate right, none other than Kelvin. I like the smile.
No, I kind of like the way you started. I'm still your humble boy, your boyfriend from the hood, Kelvin Ojefia, and I'm glad to be here. This is SOUQ Sports. We'll talk about the fun and also the fun.
I like that.
Just we always say something that is the money part,
Exactly.
part. So we'll tell you about the money in sports so that everyone in Africa can actually get it, so we can start making good money from sports. So I'm glad to be here, and let's get the party started.
Well, the man who I'm hoping will be in Paris is right here at the moment. I'm not certain his visa issues have been sorted out, but it's good to have you for company this afternoon, Juve.
Barry, thank you very much. Paris is on my mind, and it's where the heart is. So don't get discouraged, all right? It's your boy Juve. It's been such an enormous pleasure to be on the show with you today. It's sport where we make money, all right? Money is it, man. Sunny, money is honey. Make a whole lot of it. So we'll be talking about tennis, and like he said, let's get back to Barry, where we'll take you through Wimbledon and what's happening. There's the latest, all right? He'll let you in on the latest. We don't have all day. All right.
Well, if you're talking about the latest is on center court, and of course, at the All England club, Wimbledon is ongoing. But then Alcaraz did set up Medvedev a semi-final at the Wimbledon as the defending Wimbledon champions Carlos Alcaraz recovered from a slow start to beat Tommy Paul and set up another semi-final against Danny Medvedev. This is more like a repeat of the meeting from last year. Alcaraz had already won 3 Grand Slam titles at the age of 21, which is really ripe. The Spaniard is keen, on ensuring he gets to the final. Just before Spain faced France yesterday, we noticed that he was just up and down the court, desirable to watch that particular game as Spain, played their semi-final Euro 2024 game against France. But the 21-year-old looked like in a rush, and he went on to finish his match with a lot of zest. Meanwhile, Medvedev had to fight every bit as hard as he could to defeat Jack Sinner 6-7, 6-4, 7-6, 2-6, 6-3. He won in 4 hours on center court. Medvedev will be looking to avenge his defeat in the 2023 last fall match that Alcaraz won in straight sets on his way to taking the title. Medvedev, who is the 2021 US Open champion, will be aiming to reach the Wimbledon final for the first time. Guys, let me bring you in on this one. These are just some of the, game or pair or matchup, that's happened in Wimbledon so far. But then we are at the semi-final stage, and we're seeing some notable names. Alcaraz is not new to, the scheme of things, having beat Tommy Paul, he set up, and yes, without mincing words, it was a win for him and a win for Spain in the Euros.
So it was a win from both
of them. Yes, tennis and football, either way.
When it comes to tennis, there's something I like about tennis. I like the payback story.
Yeah.
Now, you follow the story of Alcaraz and Medvedev, you discover that they had their finals. They had a final last in the same tournament, and now they are meeting again for another final. So it is time for this young man to pay back what Alcaraz did to him last year.
That might not be very easy. Juve, do you think so?
It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a very tough one, but that is the game.
Yeah.
The tougher it is, the
more enjoyable.
You understand? So
and there's more value for the money.
You come on, you don't just go there and beat your opponent as if he's a child. So
there's something on Juve's mind. I'm itching to know.
No, basically, it was the Yannick and Medvedev game. The first one was Yannick was doing quite well initially until the young man went to, I don't know where he went to get and he came back from, and the game was almost towards the end. you knew it was a 5-game stuff. Ordinarily, you would have felt maybe 2, 3. You would have determined whoever the winner was going to be. But hey, it's a good one. Was I expecting an upset? Maybe not necessarily. I wasn't expecting an upset. But as it is right now, it's going to be a very an interesting one. It's the Alcaraz, Medvedev, that's the real stuff that we're waiting to do. Djokovic seemed to be partying and breezing into
right now.
Yes, I mean from the latest.
Well, there's a lot to talk about Djokovic, but then let's talk about Vekic, who is into the Wimbledon semi-finals. The finalist Donna Vekic says she did not want to play tennis just a little over a month ago. You know, when someone has that surge, you're feeling overwhelmed and underfulfilled and probably not up to it. But then the 28-year-old was able to, move into the last four by ending New Zealand's qualifier Lulu Sun's dream run with a 5-7, 6-4, 6-1 win. And despite struggling with injuries, she spoke after her quarterfinal win on Tuesday and revealed that she had threatened to stop playing. Now, some time ago on this platform, right, on SOUQ Sports, we talked about the fact that what could be the driving factor for some athletes, tennis players, football players, that it's they're way past their prime, but then they're gingered. Passion or money?
Yeah.
I won't say it's actually the money. I think it's the passion merging with you winning games.
Okay.
The winning changed everything for her.
The mentality.
As at a month ago when she was contemplating on leaving, injury was actually more. When she had that series of losses and and now you just got one win. Just a win can change the tournament for an athlete.
I understand.
It happens in football as well. Just beat a big team and you discover that you keep winning and winning. Without the mentality, since I can do this, definitely I can do more. So it's the mindset. So it's beyond the money thing. I think the passion comes first before the money. My opinion.
What works for you?
Yeah. Well, I think it's both ways. For some, it's the money the fact that you get a new lease of life, money starts coming in. But for some, it is way past. For some, it's revenge. For some, it is lifelong dream, and it's appearing in your eyes. And so, for some, it's different strokes for different folks. So, for her, it might just be winning the Wimbledon, which is a big deal. But for some of us, bringing the money as well, it's
everything.
It brings fun with it,
All right, so one game that should have happened this afternoon after Wimbledon is Djokovic against Alex de Minaur. That game should have been at 1 p.m. British Standard Time, which is also 1 p.m. West African Time. It should have gone down at the center court. And we hear Alex de Minaur has, pulled out of that particular game. But this is coming 2 days after Djokovic accused fans of being very disrespectful towards him during the 4th round win against Holger Rune. So it was more like people were saying Rune, and extending saying Rune. Let's get to feel what it sounded like, at the center court.
Well, I think while we wait for the soundbite, it's interesting to also understand that for the female end of it, Iga is out, Coco Gauff is out. Almost everybody you'd expect already out of the tournament. So almost anything is possible around the female end of it. And for the guys as well, I think it's a good one. But Djokovic has had a terrible
crazy
one with these guys. I mean, the last one, he had a bottle on his head. He's always been...
But for somebody who has his daughter with him, in England, someone who takes part in the preparation process, like you see him helping out clean up the court, stays around, assists the workers and all that, you'd expect a lot more from the crowd against him. And despite the fact that in the post-match interview, you would have expected him to lash back. He said the fans paid huge money to come see the games, and they had the right to express themselves. What do you make out of that booing and the reaction of the crowd?
I think it's part of sports. I mean, when you come to Nigeria, Ghana visits Nigeria anytime, they get booing. Whether they're playing well, I mean, for the last one, they even won. I mean, what do you expect, man? You come to our land, you come mess us. But Djokovic has been having a winning streak. His record, I mean, he has surpassed Rafael in some of these records. So, who likes the indomitable? Not everybody is comfortable with him, and his personnel persona is not everybody, like unlike Roger Federer, the fan seem to enjoy him. But for Djokovic, I really don't know. Maybe
you don't just know.
Maybe it has to do with where he's from. I don't know. But I mean, that's just how I see it.
Crazy. But then you never can tell how these things pan out. I'm hoping that we can get that audio or that soundbite, or else we also get the post-match interview. Otherwise, we can move on now because Rybakina has reached the Wimbledon semis just before the Djokovic-Minor game. The only former Wimbledon singles champion left in the women's draw, Elena Rybakina, will boost her confidence as she seeks a repeat. You know, she won her maiden Grand Slam title and lifted the venue's rose water dish. So we're going to, get that boo, or we get to show you that post-match interview right now.
People that have chosen to disrespect the player, in this case me, have a good night.
The crowd paid their tickets, they have the right to be there and cheer the way they want to cheer. You could argue that maybe, a chair umpire or whoever can, step in certain moments and calm them down, or but there's not much you can do. I mean, you're not gonna take out the whole section of the crowd or stadium out because they're misbehaving. It's just the way it is. It's part of the sport. It's obviously solely up to them. I mean, and it's fully understandable that they, have the freedom to choose who they back in the match. But if somebody steps over the line, I react.
So that was Novak Djokovic trying to describe how the crowd had booed him when they were trying to pronounce the name Roo, and they went woo, crazy, moments there. And well, he's comfortable with it, and fortunately, he's no longer going to have to face an Alex de Minaur obstacle. As that game should have been up at 1 o'clock, but then de Minaur had to pull out. Good. I mean, what way to get to the finals?
Well, I think the gods are on his side.
I think it's
Really? Is it the god Odin or Zeus now?
I think it's Zeus this time, man, because I mean, this would have been a very tough one for him.
Yeah.
The young man will also want to make a mark at this, but be that as it may, he needs time to rest. He just came back from injury not quite long, so hey, it's a good one for Djokovic. Let's hope whoever comes out top, Medvedev and Alcaraz,
We'll have a great final.
it's going to be a very interesting one, and we guess the audience level will improve. As well. Ticket sales is very important.
All right, so we'll be moving away from that, but then I told you that in the female category, there's going to be a game at 1:30 on center court today. On court 1, Latvia's Jelena Ostapenko is also going to face Czech Barbora Krejcikova in a match between the former French Open winner before Italian Lorenzo Musetti goes up against 13 seed Taylor Fritz. From there, we'll move on to another ping pong game, because I like to describe any tennis or bat and shuttle game as ping pong. It just goes back and forth. So Indian players dominated the Uganda Para Badminton International 2024. India's Jatin Azad went on to defeat Ibrahim Aliyev of Azerbaijan 21-14, 21-16 in the men's singles SUF final, while Arati Janoba Patel of India won over her compatriot Latika 21-16, 21-15 in the women's singles SU5 finals. But here's the twist. We had Nigerian Abia-born players or Abia representatives in that competition. Jeremiah Nana and Obi Nawusu representing Nigeria in the SL3 and SL4 men's doubles of Uganda Para Badminton International. And they could not surpass or surmount the Indians. I wonder, how that played out. But they ended up as first runners-up in their individual category, picking up the silver medal. Great stuff from Para Badminton athletes. And we're hoping to speak with the National Coordinator, Para Badminton Federation, Mr. Sam Ekoma. He's also the Secretary of the State Badminton Association. We hear that he's standing by, and we'll get to connect with him and find out how it did pan out. The competition, I hear, lasted for 6 days or thereabout.
Well, basically, while we still wait for him to connect, I think you said you were wondering why the Nigerian contingent were not. I mean, why were you wondering?
They got to the finals.
Nobody, nothing surprises me right now.
Let's speak with Mr. Koma Sam,
All right, man.
because you want to do that more.
Jovi.
Mr. Sami Koma.
Okay, good afternoon, gentlemen. It's nice to be here.
Afternoon to you.
Yep.
Welcome back to Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. So two of yours, talking about Jeremiah and Obinna, went all the way to pick up the silver medal. Tell me, how did that play out, especially you losing to the Indians in the finals?
What what we talk about winning and losing. But one good thing is that we have to player. So in that tournament, it was a tough one because the last tournament for the Paralympic Games. So everybody is using that tournament as a tune-up match to team the main tournament in Paris. So it was a tough one, but I wanted to pick up a prize. So that is what I have to say. Today we won silver. I know in Paris we will win gold.
I know you're preparing for the Olympics, and yes, I think Jeremiah has qualified. I'm not very sure about Obinna Nwosu. Jeremiah has qualified with Eniola to represent Nigeria at the Paris Olympic. But then, I'm wondering, do you have all it takes in terms of resources? And then, are you hoping to go all the way, or you just want to establish your presence or to show presence at that particular competition?
No, as a Nigerian, we always go to win. In terms of preparation, the athletes are ready in the national camp with the support of the Nigerian Paralympic Committee and the Federal of Sport and Participation of Nigeria. Malambola is already in Spain, as I'm talking to you now, for her training tour, and is expected that to join the Nigerian team Germany in a few weeks coming. So Jeremiah is also already in the camp. Very soon we'll join in Spain. So we are really preparing very hard to win gold medal. Nigeria is hoping on para badminton for a medal at the Paralympic Games. As you know, Eniola Malambola is ranking 4th now in the world, and Jeremiah is also 12th in the world. So we are very optimistic that they will give up a fight. I'll be happy to announce to you, it is only these two players from Nigeria that qualify to present the whole Africa in the para badminton event at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. So it's not just a tight play. The whole Africa is on our shoulder, and we must lead them up.
I don't know if you can hear me, but then it just feels like we're getting a hold back from your end. Feels like you're probably listening to or watching the program and also connected, via the channel to which we're communicating with you. I don't know if it's something you can sort out and we get back to you, because we're getting pretty much bad output on this end. And so while we're trying to see if we can work out a conversation with Sami Koma, let's get back to the show. Jovi, the Tour de France is underway, and we are just seeing the conclusion of the stage 10, and it's Philipsen who powers to that win. Belgium's Jasper Philipsen crossed the finish line as number 1 after stage 10. Well, we also saw Tadej Pogačar, who is one of the popular names when it comes to, cycling, retaining the leader's yellow jersey. That is the overall leadership after stage 10. Yeah. But Philipsen led out by a superb race by his Alpecin Duchenic teammate, world champion Mathieu van der Poel, and they comfortably held over Eritrea's Binyam Gimay and Germany's Pascal Ackermann, who finished 2nd and 3rd. Pogačar finished safely in the main bunch as the threat of crosswinds and excellence failed to materialize on an uneventful 187.3 kilometers run, which went from Orleans to Saint Amand, Montrond, and we're going to be looking forward to the next stage on Tour de France.
I mean, the cycling has been interesting. For me, the fact that you had a colored man nobody would have thought he would be there getting into it. And the fact that these guys push in so much time and energy and preparation into doing what they're doing, and they've been consistent. I would have loved to, when Sam eventually comes back, like the badminton, how much is the government putting into grassroots development? Whether we have one or two, or we are the only representative from our continent. I mean, at the para stuff, how much has the government and private
that's what I wanted to find out from him. That's the conversation. I mean, it's a lot of funds to go all the way to Uganda. You're talking about flight tickets. You're looking at the cost of the value of the naira as against the dollar. So as a Nigerian, you are probably going to have to pay in foreign currency or in the Ugandan currency to pay to get your flight sorted out, to get your accommodation, to move around, to eat. You know, so I would have wanted to understand if they had sponsorship, if they had support from the government, how were they able to fund this trip and this
and also beyond the one-off that we get, these tournaments and all that, the grassroots. Also, what's been done, I have not heard so much. I know there have been a lot around handball and beach. But badminton, there is one court not quite far from us. How much is being done at the grassroots? So we can have consistency, and people can partner beyond just having a one-off. Yes, we are good in Africa, but when we get to the Olympics, we're not joking.
You know the point.
We're not joking.
Yes, you're right.
So
you're right.
Talking about this badminton, it makes more sense when you see Nigerians going out there to do things like this.
Exactly.
Now, how many Nigerians are aware about this? Awareness matters. So if people are aware about opportunities like this, that yes, if I can actually focus on this particular sport in Nigeria, one day I will get to this level. So awareness matters.
Yeah.
Just like Juby has said, the grassroots. The government needs to find a way to support these people. It makes more sense when
and to think that there are people with special needs.
Yeah.
Come on.
Para, not just badminton.
I mean, a record. I mean, it's in our records. We do much better. We get more medals from our para athletics and all. Whether it's at the African scene or when we go out. So why are we not investing so much? I don't know if we're investing so much. And funnily, sometimes you get to hear these guys talk. They put in their own personal money to get themselves out there.
True.
How much do you have? How much are you going to invest in sponsoring yourself?
How much you make?
Do you understand?
I don't want to go down that road, but trust that at SOUQ News Television, we will be bringing you up to speed, especially with stories like this, to ensure that we put it out there. And so from there, we'll move to golf. And we had International Open champion Erwin Ferguson, who had conceded missing the tournament in Munich to focus on the Open qualifying. But then we saw a late challenge worked out well for the 28-year-old who secured his third DP World Tour victory and landed a place in the Open field into the bargain. He won by 2 strokes and secured a place at this month's Open Championship at the Royal Troon. Well, we're seeing new names pop up in golf. The era of Tiger Woods had faded off, and McIlroy is gradually going, and then we're having new names.
I think he's still much. He still has a whole lot of fights. These new guys, for me, is just. I hope it's not just a flash in the pan. You come in and we don't get to hear of you again, because
But then here's another side to it: the Live League, which is backed by the Saudi Arabia.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money. I mean,
don't go there.
Everyone decided. A lot of golfers decided to go with the Live tournament, and then what happens to PGA? It's just like what's happening in Saudi Arabia. One of the best footballers in the world that
It's a retirement place. Saudi Arabia is a
But then,
retirement place.
would you say that of the golf tournament?
It's almost like that. I mean, the name escapes me right now. He just said, bro, man, when I went to Saudi, the leave end of it, to make money. Well, he said it, I mean, just a week ago. And it's obvious.
Yeah.
The more you defend it, it makes no much sense. I'm not saying these guys don't have a right to own whatever, but you could tempt anybody with some $4 million in 6 days.
I'm sure, Kelvin, if you had like a leave broadcasting, you would have gone.
Definitely.
That is betrayal of
Online television. Anyway, we'll move on now from golf real quick. And of course, yes, it's all about the money. We'll be moving on from golf right now. It's still SOUQ Sports, and we'll put our foot on the pedal as Lewis Hamilton did win the British Grand Prix for the 9th time over the weekend. Well, I cannot afford not to talk about it on the show because he was very emotional and reflected on, the build up to, the
He
tournament
hasn't had anything
competition.
since like 2021 or thereabouts. He's not had anything major, and this means a whole lot to him. I mean, the fan base, this is where we started from. A couple of years ago, I got it here. I mean, his parents were live. And I've been saying it, man. Do not underestimate, man. Say this, man. Say this. Mercedes did it this time, man. Feel. I mean, it was last week. His partner got on. Yeah, they said it was accident. I know.
Yeah.
But right now, no accident this time, man. And Sir, let's add the Sir to Sir Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he made us proud.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him, man. After a barrage of, the English press.
Disappointment.
The English press. When they're up against
There's
you.
nothing like bad press.
But man, it was weighing on his psychology, the mental health theories. But the young man is back, and we're happy for him. And I hope Sam is back online, right?
Okay, so I'm going to have to find out if Sam is back online and we get to connect with him because we are very concerned about what's happening with the Badminton Federation. We want to understand if funds are provided for them and how they're able to navigate these preparations and, of course, the qualifications for the Olympics. Sam Akoma, if you can hear me, I'd like to get a confirmation that you are there and that you can hear me clearly and you've sorted out your end.
Sibara, I'm very much here with you. Everything has been sorted out.
Okay, it's great to have you back. We've sorted this out. And so we were talking about qualifications, for the Paralympics and for the Olympics, Paris-Olympics, I must say. Funds. We understand that you have to pay in foreign exchange, for the qualifications. I know you went to Spain. I know you've gone to Kenya and then Uganda. And so how have you been able to manage raising funds to move about with these athletes, especially the fact that these are athletes with special needs?
Yeah, thank you for that. In Nigeria, we've had a lot of challenges in funding, but kudos to Abia State Governor, Dr. Alex Oti, who have really supported para-badminton development in Nigeria through the sponsorship of these teams. I will tell you that it is him that have really championed the attainment of all these qualifications, and also with the support of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria. Dr. Alex Oti sponsored the team to Thailand, sponsored them to Spain, sponsored them to Japan, also Dubai, Egypt, and Uganda. So all these things were fully funded by him, and it was out of this sponsorship that really gave Jeremiah Nana's qualification to this Paralympic. So it has not been easy. It has been a very huge struggle. But I'm happy that today Nigeria will be in Paralympic Games for the first time with a game of para-badminton, and we are optimistic that we will surprise Nigerians and the issue of para-badminton will go viral. Congratulations
to you and your team that you guys will be going to the Para-Olympics. Away from the governor, my question is, if Governor Alex Oti leaves, what do you think we should start thinking of? Because I don't want to say, it's not like the governor is doing a largesse, paying. So when he leaves office, what happens? what should every state governor or private individuals that want to get involved in this sport, what do you think they should do? Because going forward, we can't always wait for our local leagues to depend on states for funding. What do we do to get the narrative different? Yes, going forward. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to state here that sports is the highest industry that is accommodating persons with disability in terms of employment and youth development and empowerment. So I wish that private bodies and other governments and private spirited individuals should queue into empowering persons with disabilities through sports participations and development, because many of those with physically challenged and all form of disabilities, they have become a pillar and also an ambassadors of Nigeria through active participation in sports. It's only in these sports that these persons with disabilities has greater value and respect. Just as we are going to Paralympic Games now, every eyes are on them because they are now putting on green, white, green, representing Nigeria and winning medals, fighting battles for Nigeria at the international scene. So I wish that private bodies will look down. I will try to see low and see other sports that can be supported. Everything is not all about football. All of us are football fans. But when it comes to other sports, I don't think that footballers also even give us support. So I'm calling on everybody to please venture in para sports development in Nigeria. It is a pride and is a brand. We are ruling the world. Bet me, I'm telling you, we are going to win gold medal in the Paralympic Games in our first appearance. So it is a sport that we can support. It's a sport that we can champion. I'm calling on everybody, and let me use this time to thank your media for this kind of coverage given to us. This is one of its kind ever, the introduction of para badminton in Nigeria. So if other media people can also join you people and continue to promote the development of para badminton, I think Nigeria will be a super nation. Let me also inform you that Abia State is moving forward to host the first international para badminton championship next year in Omaya. So we are bidded to the Badminton World Federation, and by tomorrow we are going to do presentation to see if Nigeria will host the first para international tournament in badminton. Thank you.
Well, we were talking about grassroots development for especially badminton, guys, and here Asabe Koma is also letting us know of an international competition. I wanted to pose as a question as my plans, the federation has to probably develop this particular sport at the grassroots, but then you've said you're bidding for it. So I'm sure you have a way of incorporating people who are not professional players in this particular competition, right?
Yes. The badminton is a game for all. So everybody is important to have one role or the other to play in badminton. So when the time approaches, everybody will be fully involved. So it's also part of our grassroots development of para badminton, because when we bring down all these international players to Nigeria, especially in Abia State, those physically challenged persons will be highly encouraged, because they will see the nature of disability that is even more worse than what they think they are passing through. I think it will be a booster to their championing of their cause in their life career.
On the program, we really appreciate, and we're hoping that whenever we have a conversation on badminton, you can contribute, and of course do keep us in the loop with the development as regards the International Badminton Federation you intend to go on with, and of course the progress of the players when they go to the Olympics.
Yeah, thank you very much. I promise you I will be in Paris and I'll be reporting to you people live.
Glad to know that you are still tuned in to SOUQ Sports. This is SOUQ News Television. I am TC Barra, and I do have Kelvin and Jimmy on the show. And of course, we was just before we took that break, we were speaking with the national coordinator, Para Badminton Nigeria, Comrade Sambi Koma, he likes to call himself. But then we'll be moving on to basketball. The Tigers are also preparing and gearing for the Olympics, and they've stormed Germany for Canada, France, and Australia. This is ahead of the camping exercise. They arrived Germany to commence preparation for the women's basketball tournament at the 2024 Olympics. So the Nigerian side is placed in a difficult group alongside Canada, Australia, and host France. And according to the update from Germany, Amy Okonkwo, Promise Amukamara, Nico Enabosi, Tomi Taiwo, Lauren Ebo, Sholape Amusan, and others have touched down in Saarbrücken, Germany to start the training. Well, for the male category, we hear that some US-based players have arrived Port Harcourt for the FIBA qualifying tournament. 25 players were invited to camp, which opened Tuesday. That was yesterday. Oh, well, yes, yesterday, Port Harcourt ahead of the FIBA Under 18 qualifying tournament, which is billed for Abidjan and will run from the 29th of July to the 4th of August. The twist to it is that 6 US players who are expected to train under veteran youth coach Fuba Humphrey shunned the United States of America and pledged allegiance to Nigeria. Africa, my Africa. Well, Nigeria, we hear, would also get to participate in the 4x400 meters Olympics 2024 relay race. Team Nigeria eventually picked up the ticket, and that is going to be the 2024 World Relays Championship in Bahamas. And the list consists of United States, Ireland, Norway, Belgium, and Poland, among others. So after, or sequel to that, the Athletic Federation of Nigeria announced 35 athletes for the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. And that has given rise to a list of athletes which has been made available on the official communication channels of the AFN. So athletes who will be competing for Nigeria in the track and field at the upcoming 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris between July 26 and August. We'll see 35 athletes compete in various disciplines, which include the 100 meters, 200 meters, 100 meters hurdles, high jump, long jump, 400 meters, 800 meters, shot put, discus, hammer throw, javelin, and 4 out of the 5 relay races. Now, this selection features Nigeria's top performers who have impressed in recent competitions, and that also includes, Toby Armisen and Ese Brume, and of course, Chukwuebuka Enekwechi. The list goes on, and we may not be able to exhaust that at this particular time. Well, we'll move on real quick to the Copa America as Lionel Messi seems to be making the rounds on social media. Now, the comparison between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't ended. For Cristiano Ronaldo, he lost the semifinal bet when they lost to France. Yeah? But then a lot of comparisons have been made as Argentina beat Canada to qualify for the final of the ongoing Copa America. Why is this comparison going on? Even they are comparing how much I don't.
It is.
Who's richer?
No. I think we shouldn't just go to that part. Now, these 2 players for over 15 years.
Yeah.
They've been on top of the game. And I don't see any of them retiring now. If one has to go for the other. If not, if Ronaldo decides to play next year, Messi will do the same. If Messi decides to play next year, Ronaldo will do the same. So, and Copa America, Copa America is not as tough as the Euro.
That is Juve. No, bad. Behind say, you can't compare this England and Brazil. Brazil will still take this England out like to the.
Come on.
No, they will flood them over again.
We are not fighting, man.
No, I'm just saying it will be unfair to Copa America.
Will Brazil beat England? The Brazilian team has constituted. Will they beat England?
This current Brazilian,
Yeah.
they can't beat England.
Gigi.
They can't. They can't.
Kevin,
Yeah.
let's leave it.
So the semi-final between Uruguay and Colombia that takes place tomorrow, which is the 11th of July at 1 p.m. Nigerian time, while the Copa American final is on Monday. Let's talk about Euro.
No, sorry, before you go. Let me remind people that Drake, yes, not in our, what was it? Drake, he made a stake on Canada 300,000.
Why is it that he only team or anyone he stays on?
He has won. He had won a couple.
I think it was Anthony Joshua at some time.
Yes. I think he lost
he
lost against Fury. He lost another one again. But for this one, how on earth would you?
He's Canadian. I hear he has Canada.
Yes. I mean, his ancestry, Canada.
Come on.
How on earth would you have imagined? Well, I don't know. Maybe
That's Argentina. Apart from they played well.
Yes,
they put up a good
yes,
fight.
they will.
Let's move on to Europe from the Americas as Spain beat France to reach the Euro 2024 finals. It was Kylian Mbappe who was playing without his face mask for the first time this tournament. Well, he provided the assist for the first goal. We saw Randa Kolomwani heading to the back of the net, and Lamine Yamal became the youngest goal scorer in European Championship history, scoring in the 21st minute. And 4 minutes later, Spain doubled their lead and eventually won that game, courtesy of Dani Olmo's shot, which gave them a berth in the final of Euros 2024.
Let's not forget, it's the Spanish club that is banging everywhere. Real Madrid is the father of them also.
Yeah.
But Mbappe is going
Yes,
So should we just when the league starts next season, should we just take the champions and give it to Real Madrid? Like,
It's also interesting to know that a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, you say, go face your book. Go read your book. Go prepare for YA. Your mates, they do jam. That guy is out there and it's beautiful. Someone was complaining. I was listening to the radio going back home, and someone was like, why are we not reaping young boys?
Yeah.
I mean, we used to have the Principal's Cup, we used to have Shell Cup. Now, those things are...
Youth form under 13, under 15 and all that.
I believe you're right
He's
now.
just 16.
Yeah.
Have you seen our 16-year-old?
And he scored that kind of goal at when he played for the junior tournament.
He's confident.
I think that goal should be.
You know, he made another attempt that way too in the second half.
And it was blocked.
Yeah, crazy.
The confidence for you to be playing amidst
At that level.
I mean, everybody say, man, this guy is a cheat. At 16, you could play like this.
Yeah.
I mean, even Ronaldo, Messi.
How old are you?
I mean,
All right, let's get back to it. England with some of the finest players, talking about some of the best players in the world right now. We'll be facing Netherlands with some of the best players and one of the best coaches in Gareth Southgate.
No. Southgate.
Why do people have a problem with Gareth Southgate?
Ahmadu Shaibu is way better than Gareth.
Well, as he prepares for England's Euro 2024 semi-final with Netherlands in Dortmund, Gareth Southgate faces days that will define his legacy. And I'm not sure that he will be able to surmount Netherlands.
I'll give it to them. England is winning. I'll give it to them. England is winning.
Why?
If you see how England started this tournament, they started very poor. But as the game goes,
what has happened?
These guys are getting
Nothing has changed. Against Switzerland, what changed? Against Switzerland, what changed? No. Against Switzerland, what changed?
They are playing as a team. Now,
What team?
Okay,
It's just the fact that...
Can I get a whistle?
For me, it's just the fact that maybe the Dutch team are supposedly in Europe, one of the most underachieved team in Europe. Otherwise, you know me. Okay, they are winning.
Can I get your prediction, Juvie?
Netherlands, I'm with them on this one, man.
How about you, Kelvin?
England is winning.
Okay.
Go. What go?
England is
no penalty. No penalty.
England is
1-0.
Okay, so we have confirmation.
Let's have one for a second.
I'm moving on. We have a confirmation that Olise has joined Bayern from Palace on a 5-year deal, and of course, we hear that it's a lot of money.
Why would he go to Bayern Munich?
Where would he go?
They just want. Bayern has history, man. They've got legacy.
I mean, I start as a bad move
unlike Manchester.
No, fine. Manchester had
No. In Europe, they are big.
Yeah,
I know, but
unlike Manchester, they are big.
I feel it's going to be a bad move for him. I feel my opinion.
Yeah, okay.
Time will
I mean,
tell.
the young man has got the money in the
Time
bag
will tell.
already.
Well, we were wrapping things up. Let's move on real quick to rumors has it, and then let's pick on some sports business making the rounds. Some unconfirmed stories as to movement of players right now. If you take a look at the gossip corner, you find out that there are a lot of speculations. Fabrizio is one guy who brings up a lot of speculation, and sometimes he works. Victor Osimhen unsure of where he's going. We hear Chelsea, we hear this. Well, then a Premier Club has reportedly in talks with Borussia Dortmund over the deal for 22-year-old German forward Karim
The
Adeyemi.
Premier League club is going to be Chelsea.
Why?
It's going to be
Why?
Come on, it's going to be Chelsea. It's going to be Chelsea.
Arsenal.
No, Arsenal. It's going to be Chelsea.
Does Chelsea have the funds?
Chelsea's. Come on, why are you asking?
It's a question. Since the movement of the exit of Roman Abramovich,
Chelsea buys everybody.
No,
Give Chelsea a chance. Can even
Chelsea's
buy a linesman?
Chelsea is being cautious with who they buy at this moment.
You think?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I mean, they're very cautious.
So, but we hear Juve wants to sell Italian forward Federico Chiesa, who's 26, to raise funds to buy Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho, with the Italian club holding talks about what type of offer to make for the 24-year-old England forward. Barcelona are the front runners to sign Athletic Bilbao and Spain winger Nico Williams, with Arsenal and Chelsea at risk of missing out on the 21-year-old. From there, we would do a brief stop with some sports business at this point in time, real quick, because we got a story that with the Euro underway, there is some regulation issues right now. And so, but first, let me let you know that Leicester City has landed BC Game as shirt sponsor for Premier League return, and has announced that BC Game will be its new main shirt sponsor, becoming the latest Premier League club to have a partnership with a company from the gambling sector. From there, we move on to the next story, which is what I was talking about. Italy's financial crime unit has blocked a rampant illegal Euro 2024 stream. So with the Euro 2024 wrapping up, we've seen some people streaming from illegal websites, and that has made them lose some money, guys. Final talks on the show with that conversation.
Well, I think probably they just reduce whatever it is, reduce the money, just like people used to tap NEPA. So maybe if the pay is okay, people will just, live stream.
So you live stream?
Uh-huh.
I know. You look like someone who live streams.
Can we just move on?
Okay, so that's the much we can take on the show this afternoon. We would ask that you join us on Friday for the next episode of SOUQ Sports. But then, great stuff happening in Euros, and of course the Copa America wrapping up real fine. Rest assured, we'll be bringing you up to speed with those developments. You could follow us on our various social media handles as we continue to keep you abreast with the latest development. Thank you so much, Juvie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kelvin. It's been great hanging out with you guys. My name is TC Barra, and this has been SOUQ Sports. Many thanks to Alinea Editors and everyone who's been behind the scene, ensuring that you get this crisp, clear, and great. Until I come your way again, bye for now.